Now, the generation after you, couple generations after you, to the present, have tried to make Piru separate from Blood. I know
Right.
your when you came up, it was Blood.
Well, I'm gonna say like this, it's all about how you was raised because one of my uncles told me, it was like a blood can't tell a Piru shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you got people in your ear talking like that, then you start feeling like how I felt when I was growing up. And my brother was like, nigga, the Crip better never beat your ass. Nigga, them niggas you can't do this. They can't, they brainwashed you to feel like this is what it is. But when you grow up and you see like, man, nigga, Crips is killers too. Like, Crips can fight just as good as Bloods and, you know what I'm saying, and all that good old shit. But to answer your question on the Piru Blood shit, you already know that the headquarters for Piru is Ludus Park. You know what I'm saying? And that's the headquarters, period. Bloods is in LA. You got some Piru hoods in LA. Me, I'm Blood Piru. Ain't no difference to me. It just depends on the person. Like I say, you got people who separate shit, but if there was, you couldn't say Blood without meaning Piru. So it's the same shit to me. I say Blood all the time. On Bloods, on Piru. Some homies get mad at you, be like, nigga, you just said on Bloods. That's what I meant. Nigga, this Bloods. Nigga, like I said, that's where it derived from. I'm rolling with that. Because if you don't like no blood shit, then don't let blood come out your mouth. Stick with Piru. But every Piru say blood. So it is the same shit. Ain't no difference. One wear red, one wear burgundy. Supposedly we all have red flags. I know all Pirus that be having red flags. So it's the same shit. So being a youngster and shit like that, mom's from Guatemala, and my pops was a truck driver and shit. These motherfuckers, some fools came through the street, threw some dope or some shit out the window. My brother and them seen the shit and grabbed it while the police was chasing them. Them niggas doubled back and shit and was asking everybody, shit, who picked up the shit we threw out the window type shit. So they got somebody to talk and shit and, like paying some people in this neighborhood and they got to saying my brother and them took the shit. So they came through and lit that motherfucker up like about 400 rounds. Hit my mama's house up. We was young and shit, ducking, staying on the ground. Mom's like, I'm getting my fucking kids up out of here. So she took me and my brother Ernest and my big brother Duro stayed and shit. And we went to Moreno Valley to her uncle's house and shit. So we driving from Compton to Riverside. We like, where the fuck we going? An hour drive to a youngster seemed like 7 hours. Like, what the fuck she taking? We landed in Moreno Valley, California. That's how we got there. Well, my brother, it's three of us. Me, my brother Ernest, they call him Ern. And then we got D-Row Riddle, it's my oldest brother. And Blood Riddle stayed in the set, you know what I'm saying? And my brother Ern and me, Top, we smashed out because we was young and my moms didn't want us there. And like I said, we don't have that many family members out that way because first of all, Pop's from Arkansas. Second of all, Mom's from Guatemala. So it's not like, I'm not like one of them kids that have a whole bunch of family members and shit that live in the neighborhood. Like we could have shot the Aunt Velma's. If I shot the Aunt Velma's, nigga, I'm gonna be in Guatemala. I'm gonna be in motherfucking in Puerto Vadio, Santa Tomas. That's where I'm gonna be if I go to my mama's family. If I go to my pop's family, I'm a country boy. So I didn't have no family like everybody else where you can just dip over to Auntie Vernon's and so and so. Like in the neighborhood, people have like the Parkinson's family, the Jets, and they're a big family from the same motherfucking set. I didn't have that.
So your older brother stayed back.
He stayed back because he had a girlfriend that lived in Tragney Park. They last name's Owens and shit. They reputable people out of Tragney Park. You know what I'm saying? The homie Bino, that's Bernadette's brother. He a Crip from up over there. And so he used to go up over there and stay over there with them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or he'd go stay with a homie, but we had to dip. We didn't have that. My brother stayed out there because he was in the streets. High school in Moreno Valley, California. I attended Moreno Valley High School, and I attended March Mountain High School, and I attended March Mountain Continuation, and Canyon Springs High School. I was my brain was too overloaded with Compton shit to where I wasn't even focused on no Riverside shit. I wasn't focused on education and shit like that. I was focused on just me. I used to be mad because I wasn't in the set, so I was like more rebellious and shit, getting into trouble and trouble and trouble and trouble. I was in the 9th grade 5 years straight. Shit, nigga, I was not cool with none of that shit, you know. I wasn't going to school, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't playing sports. I wasn't really doing shit. And I tried to play sports, and they was like, you got to get your grades up. That didn't work, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, growing up out there was just like, for me, growing up out there was like I didn't want to be there. So I didn't give a fuck about that, you know, Moreno Valley or whatever. My brother would come pick me up. I'd be in the set. My brother was like, my other brother, Ern, he was receptive to the shit, you know, being around white people, being around Mexicans. Shit, we go to school, it was no whites at Whaley. It was no whites up there at Dominguez. It was like we was tripping. If they even pull up, we was tripping on them. So I wasn't really receptive to the shit. I was on some other shit. But I did meet some cool ass Crip dudes out there, because it was majority Crip niggas out there. Wasn't no too many Damus and shit. And so man, that shit was whack than a motherfucker out there. I wanted to go home. You know what I'm saying? But my moms and them kept their house. We still got the house to this day on White Street. You know what I'm saying? We still own that house. But she was not trying to have her kids. Now that I'm older, I can understand why she did it, because she didn't want none of us to be hurt and shit. And here are my dumb ass running back every time I get a chance with my big brother and shit, because, you know what I'm saying, he had a car, he'd come get me and shit. We'd come out there, I would come out and bang and shit and go back. I thought that shit was fun. And my big brother very much had a influence on me, because he my big brother shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you growing up, you look up to a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And like, these niggas done fucked my brother up over this bullshit, and like, I'm on one. I'm out there doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of gangbangers. Just because you a gangbanger don't mean you're a gangbanger. It means that you just hang around certain people and shit. You don't really be active and shit. That's why people gotta understand what an active gang member is a person that is actively involved with all the bullshit that's going on in the city, in the turf. If some shit go down, he gonna frontline it. He gonna roll through that motherfucker on a bike, a skateboard with a pistol, and he gonna get active. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that is. He gonna be active. He gonna get active, you know. And I was active than the motherfucker at it. I was active, and then shit after that, you know what I'm saying? I turned in my bandana when I had my baby and shit, and then shit, my bitch got the tripping and I got the banging again, shit. And so that's what it was, you know what I'm saying? I you know, the streets raised me, and you know, like I said, I have friends that I call uncles and shit like that. That's not my blood uncle, but because like I said, I didn't have that growing up. But my family, like, I have family that treat me just like family. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that shit, because I didn't really have nobody to turn to besides my brother and shit like that.